Hey guys, it's Gameface here and welcome back to episode 17 of my Leeds United career mode. Now in today's episode we're going to be cracking on with the transfer window, also starting off the season properly in today's episode as well. So getting some games under our belts in the Premier League for our first season in the Premier League as well. So really looking forward to it. Our opening four fixtures are winnable games. I'm not saying we're going to win all four of them, but they're certainly not, top six teams. So we do have an opportunity to try and get 4 wins under our belt if we can at the start of this season. There's a lot to ask from the team, though. We'll wait and see, though, in the opening few games which we play in today's episode. Again, against Chelsea after that as well, but that's in an episode or two's time. First of all, to start off by saying thank you all so much for the support on the last episode. Absolutely incredible support. I did a new thing on YouTube which you can do now called premiering, which is basically when you upload the video, it goes live at 4 PM, so it usually does UK time, and then you watch it along with live comments down the side, and so it's kind of like a watch along really, which I quite enjoyed, and there was plenty of people there, so thank you so much for everyone who did watch it along live with me for that. Really interesting to do that, and I might do it again in the future. Before we go any further into today's episode, I'd really appreciate you dropping a like on today's episode. Let's try and hit 100 likes on today's video, and subscribe if you haven't already as well. I'd really appreciate that too, as I try and push towards 25,000 subs. Let's get on with things. We're not going to make signings or jumps into signings straight away. I'm pretty happy with the signings we made in the last episode, so I don't think there's any real need to sort of bring in any loads more players. We have about 12 million left in the budget if we choose to spend it. I think the likelihood is we'll just kind of see how things go now, and maybe we'll leave it for January, or maybe we'll bring in one more. I'm not really too sure. First of all, though, we're going to take a look at some player drills. So I'm going to be training up Ribeiro, Roberts, Cook, Hudson-Odoi, and Diaz, I think, is what we're going to go with. So we're going to go with those players, see whether we can try and get some growth from them guys. Ribeiro's looking really promising, 71 overall already. He's like 17 years old or something, so he looks pretty good, and might end up challenging for a first team place. Okay, bid in for Brown, £19 million for Brown. Wow, okay, I was not expecting that sort of offer for him. He's got one hell of a value as well, hasn't he? 23 years old, he's only 80 overall. I'm not sort of that set on keeping Brown necessarily, but at the moment, he's in the first team. He's ahead of Saiz. He's 80 overall, so he is alongside Lewis Cook in midfield. But just a lot of money. I wasn't really expecting to see that sort of cash for him. But for now, I think we will leave it. Although, I will delegate and say that if they were to, I don't know, pay 30 million maybe, then I think at 30 million you can't turn that down for him, I think. So we'll say start off at 35. If they want to pay £30 million, I think for an 80 overall player, I'd accept that. Hopefully you guys agree with me on that one. I'm not looking to get rid of him necessarily, but at 30 million, I don't think you could really reject it. Bid in for Calvin Phillips as well. Not sort of massively keen to get rid of him. I'd like to keep him in the setup. We are going to reject that. It's not enough money really to sort of consider anything more. Okay, Clicker's been sold now as well. We get £2.3 million added onto our transfer budget there. Maybe need to take a look at the team, look whether they need to bring another centre mid or not. I think we should be okay. We've got Berardi, who I think is likely to be a holder midfielder for us when he does play. We've also got Cisse as well, as likely to be one of our centre mid or holder midfielder players this season. They're both obviously 68 overall, 67, 68, so they're hardly great, but we do have options there, and I think that's fine for us at the moment. A loan offer coming in for Ribeiro, and not a player I'm looking to get rid of, I don't think, so I don't know why we're getting that in from Watford. Going to reject it. He's worth £4 million as well, so 17-year-old, that's pretty good. Transfer in here for Roof, £6.1 million. Not really too sure what to do with Roof, to be honest. I think he is going to stay, because he is a player that can play, many different positions. He's not just a striker, even though that is his main position. I think he'll more likely play out wide. We do have a few good strikers ahead of him. So we're going to reject it. I'm not too keen to sell for £6 million. It's not a great amount of money. I'd much rather keep them. Okay, so on to this opening fixture now against Watford. Looking forward to this game, actually. Looking forward to trying out a lot of new players I've not tried and used before. So we're going to have Stefan starting in goal. Lekue, I think I pronounce his name again. Correct me if I'm getting any of this wrong in the comment section below, but Lekue there starting as our right back. Janssen, Imboji and Kungoro in defence also. Marty Cook and Brown in midfield, with Karamo there at wide. Bakambu starting up front, and Hudson-Odoi on the left-hand side. This is the bench. Got David Luiz, Pascal, Phillips, Saiz, Oscar, Diaz, and Zivkovic there for us. So plenty of options. Oscar could quite easily start in this game. Probably should be starting in this game, thinking about it. I mean, it makes sense. No, we're going to keep Brown for now. We're going to trust in him because I'm happy with his pace, actually, Brown. I've not realised it was that good. And same with his finishing and dribbling. He's got a lot of good key stats. So we're going to trust him, but I imagine Oscar will appear at some point. When I say appear, I mean he'll be brought on. He won't just sort of run on the pitch. Here we go, our first Premier League game here. You can see Premier League badges on the sleeves of the Leeds players. It's great to see. Really excited actually for this game. I want to see what this team's going to be like. We're not going to be perfect in our first game, I don't imagine. So there's going to be probably quite a few problems we need to sort out, but hopefully just get ourselves underway with a good victory, no matter how we get it really, and try and develop some sort of style later on. Let's just wait and see how we get on. A lot of big signings we've made, a lot of money being spent. Let's see whether it's been worth it. Hudson-Odoi getting running early on here. Cutting inside, looking for a cross into Brown, or trying to chest it down, but cleared away. Great start to this game. Amati wins it back for us as well, really well. And that's good to see. A great start to this match. Unfortunately, Brown just loses it there. Great pass there, and a chance here. Calamo to still keep going, going to cut inside a bit bizarrely. Tries the shot and not the greatest strike, but the right back's following it up, going for a cross into the middle. Brown's there, and it's over the bar. A lively start from us, and you can tell the quality of the players has really stepped up. You can feel it every time, every touch, every pass so far has been filled with a bit more quality than what we've seen before. Hudson-Odoi running away here. Fantastic run. Look at the legs on him. Galloping away from the defender, trying to get a cross into the middle. Yeah, we'll move on. That's, yeah, let's just focus on the run. Cut that bit out. Corner to defend here. Watford actually looking fairly good on the attack as well. We've got some big players, some lively players going forward. And Mbolo's one of them playing up front for them. So it's going to be, I think, a bit of a tough match this one. Just going to try and be a bit resilient. Short one to Lewis Cook here. What's this cross going to be like? It's a good ball into Janssen, and he scores. Pontus Janssen starts our Premier League campaign off with a goal. And it's a great delivery in there from Lewis Cook on his weaker left-hand side. And we've taken the lead. Captain Janssen, I think. I'm pretty sure he's captain anyway. Yes, he is. He scores the headed goal. And we have taken the lead here in our first Premier League match. Great delivery in for Lewis Cook. Look at that. And a great connection. Janssen beats the keeper to it. And it's 1-0 here against Watford. I'm not even really too sure what my ambition is really for this season. I'm sort of going into it a little bit blind. I'm not really too sure what to expect from the team or the opposition. So I don't really know whether we should be aiming for top 10, top 6, winning the Premier League. Guess we'll just have to wait and see as the season goes on. We'll know more, I think, a few more games into the season. Hudson-Odoi coming forward here again, going to come inside, go for the shot this time, and it's just saved by the keeper. Who, by the way, looks pretty tiny in that goal. How tall is he? About 5 foot. Bakambu looking to Hudson-Odoi, good pass, should be onside, trying to bring it down, just gets away from it, back into the middle. Oh, Bakambu was so close. Nearly got on to the end of it, just the defender put a bit of pressure on him to stop him from getting there. And it has been a very good start to this game for us. We're just needing a second goal really here. Delafeu, faster than Pontus Janssen, goes to the cross in fact here, and it's well headed away by Mbodji, but now out for a goal kick with that. We've got to be a bit careful at times. Watford have had a couple of good attacks, and we have looked a bit vulnerable at times. Hudson still going here, good strike, and it's in. All my days I thought it hit the side netting. Hudson-Odoi scored, and he makes it 2-0, doubles our lead for us. And that's a fantastic bit of skill for him to initially cut inside and then get that shot away into the front post. I just thought it hit the side netting. I was not expecting that to go in. Loads of power behind it though, really good strike. It's about time I managed to pull one of those sort of shots off as well. I've been trying it so far in this game. It's not quite worked, but this time it does. And it's 2-0. And that's it for the first half, still remains 2-0. Really positive start to our Premier League campaign. Just one half of a game in, but still very good signs early on. A lot of good performances so far as well. Amati breaking up play really well in the whole midfielder position. Then we've got Lewis Cook to string the passes together, and Brown's supposed to be a sort of our forward creative type player in that midfield. Bakambu's been a little bit quiet. He's been sort of crowded out a little bit, but I don't think it's entirely his fault. He's up against quite a strong defence. And we haven't necessarily fed the ball into him. We've been feeding out wide more than it's centrally. So no blame on him at all. We've not really seen enough really to make a proper judgment so far. Curious to hear what you guys think in the comment section about the numbers as well. A lot of you guys seem to have a thing about picking the right numbers for the right players. I personally don't, but if you do want any changes to the numbers, just let me know down below specifically what number you'd like to see it changed to. Cook. Go on, Brown's got a chance, he'll bring it down and have a shot, and it'll go into the back of the net to Bakambu there to slot it home into an empty goal. Fantastic play from us there, the way we created that. Fantastic, it's 3-0, and we find ourselves comfortably in front here. Bakambu gets his first goal of the campaign, and it's good to see him get on the score sheet as well. Even though it's just a tap into an empty net, it's still a goal nevertheless. Really good the way we created this one through Lewis Cook. Look at that chipped pass into Brown. Didn't expect him to get there. He did, and we got a little bit of luck obviously with the save and deflection, but slotted home by the striker, 3-0. Might need to think about increasing the difficulty to ultimate. Let me know what you think about that in the comment section below. Of course, we are just one game in. Things could really turn pear-shaped in the next match, but you know, that is just the early thoughts of what I've seen from this game. Okay, all three changes here. About 30 minutes to go. Saiz, Oscar, and Pascal to come on. We'll take off Congolo, Cook, and Brown. A change at the back for us. Bodji will play at right back now. We've got Lecu there playing as our left back for the rest of this game. And Saiz and Oscar in midfield. I'll wait and see what that combination's like. Just trying things out in the early stages of this season. Okay, that's a goal. And it's from me losing my man, basically. Should be marking him. It's 3-1 now. Watford score. Disappointing, really, to concede like that. You'll see from the set play in a second. But yeah, Delafeu goes to the chip. I was expecting a shot, which is why I didn't really stick to with my man. As you can see, Oscar there was marking, I think, the goal scorer. Then he just quickly runs off him. And before you know it, he tried to pass it over to another player, but he was never going to get there. And it's now 3-1. Not a great way for Oscar to introduce himself on the pitch, but it is largely my fault. Oscar into Saiz. Saiz to shoot from range. It's a good strike, actually. Unfortunately, a relatively comfortable save. Great pass there. Good chance here, and it's a great opportunity, but a terrible shot. Really good chance there for Caramo, but unfortunately it's a really poor strike on his left foot. And that'll be it. Finishes 3-1. Got ourselves 3 points in the opening fixture of the Premier League season. Really pleased with the result, pleased with the performance as well. For 60 minutes of that match, it was really just sort of one-way traffic for us. And the final 30 minutes was a little bit more balanced. That's because obviously we made the changes, and from that point we sort of just saw the game out at 3-1. So yeah, really pleased with how we got on. Still maybe need to tweak a few things, but in general a really good first performance. And after that game we find ourselves top of the Premier League, so hopefully we'll be staying there. Probably not, but you know, it's a good start. It's one game in. We'll wait and see where we end up after 38 games. But yeah, pretty impressed with how we played, and that's the most important thing for me. A lot of stats go up this week for the player drills. That's good to see. Hopefully that can continue. Negotiations break down for Brown. The considered the £30.6 million price tag too high. I don't think it was that high. I'm sure another team will come in for him anyway at some point. Okay, Collins has been loaned out. He leaves us on a 1-year loan, and he moves to the Italian League. Keen to try and get a few of these youngsters out on loan. A lot of the time it's just getting broken down every single time they go into some sort of negotiations, so we'll wait and see if we can get more of them out the door. But a lot of them, there's no point sort of keeping them around if I'm no interest in sort of using them or training them right now. So for most of them, they will be loaned out. Okay, so the next game now against Burnley. The exact same team is what's going to start for this game. No point making any changes. We had a good performance, so we'll keep things the same. Pierce comes onto the bench, so that means that Pascal drops off the bench for now. It was tempting to start David Luiz or to try him out a little bit more. Same with Oscar as well, but for now I've kept it the same. We might well bring on David Luiz at some point. I'm sure Oscar will also feature as well. Is that Ander Herrera in a Burnley top? Okay, there we go for this game against Burnley at Turf Moor. Let's see how we get on. Our second Premier League game of the season. Hopefully just as good a performance and similar sort of scoreline. Let's try and keep a clean sheet maybe this time. Chris Wood go up against his former club and looking quite lively as well to kick things off. So we'll have to wait and see how we get on there. Makes me even more determined to make sure he doesn't score in particular. Janssen booked within 5 minutes. All from our own error as well, trying to play out from the back. And not doing that very well. Burnley seem to have really strengthened as well. Ander Herrera coming in, Paul 2 also coming in as well. Yeah, they seem to have made some big signings. Torres, I think, as well. Olivier Torres as centre mid. So yeah, this seems like a very strengthened Burnley team. This could be more of a tricky game than I expected. Hudson-Odoi here to cross this one into the middle. Good chance from Bodji. No, not going to get there. Hudson-Odoi still going for the cross. Janssen's there, so is Bakambu, and he scores with virtually our first shot of the game, I think, in this game. We've taken the lead. Bakambu does it again. Gets his second goal of the season now inside 12 minutes, and that's fantastic for us. Like I say, I don't think we've actually had a shot up until this point. Lewis Cook kept it alive, though, played it into Hudson-Odoi, and it's a great header from quite a way out as well, on the penalty spot, in fact. Gets it past Nick Pope, and it's 1-0. Bakambu gets it. That's what we needed, a striker that's good in the air and is also fast and good at finishing. You know, we had Zivkovic, who is good to an extent, but I'm not so sure his finishing was quite on the same level as what Bakambu looks like. That's it for the first half. Still win the game 1-0. Really impressed with how we're getting on. Again, performance-wise, looking good. Burnley certainly having more chances than Watford did, so it is a more balanced game. A game that Burnley actually having chances that look like they could still get something from the match, so we've got to be a bit careful. We're going to make one change at half-time. Janssen to come off. He's yellow-carded. He was yellow-carded 5 minutes in. I was a little bit worried about that, so we're going to bring on David Luiz and give him 45 minutes and see how he gets on. Curious to find out how he plays in game, especially when he's now, I think, 33. Goalkeeper coming out, playing sweeper keeper, that's what I like to see. Not when he doesn't pass it in the right direction. Idiots. Chance here for Burnley, this isn't good, it's like self-destruction. David Luiz does clear it away though. And still got to clear our lines properly. Still a chance of Burnley. And keeper should get there. Throw loads of players forward still as we try and take control of this game a bit. David Luiz down to Hudson-Odoi. Hopefully he's onside. Into the back post. What a ball! That was supposed to be a headed shot, not a pass back across goal. Even still, somebody should have been there to head it back in. And that was a really good chance for us there. Fantastic football. Unfortunately, again, couldn't take any of either of the chances we created. And it still remains just 1-0. Well played. Again, some more pace down his right-hand side. That's surely going to be a penalty. Doesn't take the ball, but takes out our man. Okay, final two changes. Hudson-Odoi and Brown to come off. We'll bring on Oscar and Zivkovic. Karamo will move on to the left-hand side. Zivkovic will play as a right winger here. Just trying things out still. I was tempted to bring Saïs on again, but I saw that he still does have the quality despite, maybe his attributes dropping a little bit or not growing so much. He still does certainly have the quality, so he'll be involved, certainly Saïs, but just for this match, still trying out other alternatives. Wow, okay. That shot's come from nowhere, it's just hit the bar. I thought it was flying in, and Burnley was so close to equalising there with just over 5 minutes to go. Very, very close, far too close. And that kind of is an early sort of warning sign of if you don't get a second, they might end up actually equalising here. We should have already scored a second, which sort of worries me, the fact that we haven't done. And Burnley putting on the pressure late on here. A lot of bodies going into the box. Chance of Burnley, good save by the goalkeeper. Very impressed that he got down to that one so quickly. Great reflexes. Our corner to defend here, minute and a half to go. Need to try and cling on to a 1-0 victory into the front post and head it clear really well. I think that was Mbodji that did that. And that's nearly it for the game. Just got to stop it from going back into the middle. Cook clears away once again. McCambe's just a little bit out of position, but we'll take that. A 1-0 victory, 2 wins from 2. Not our most convincing victory in terms of the scoreline, but we'll take it. It's a 1-0 victory, and it's important in the early stages of the season to pick up those wins, no matter how you do it. We did it again here. We could have maybe seen a situation where Burnley equalised late on. I wouldn't have been that surprised, really, if that was to have happened, but it would have been slightly frustrating because we could have had a second goal, really. But yeah, impressed that we win. Good performance once again. Obviously, we can do things better. Played out from the back in a way that was too risky in this match. And Burnley probably should have capitalised from the mistakes that we made. They didn't, but you can see they had chances. They had more shots than we did. Yet we did sort of dominate possession and probably had the better opportunities overall. But certainly could have been very different. Could have drawn the game, might have even lost it. So after 2 games, we find ourselves still top of the league, which is good to see. Man United, Wolves and Chelsea have also won all 2 of their games so far. So happy about that. That's a good position for us to be in. McCambe there on 2 goals from 2 as well, which is good to see. So good start to the season, but a long, long way to go, of course. So we're not reading into things too much. Transfer in here for Pascal. It's from Benevito again. They're obviously the team that took one of our players out on loan as well, but I'm not really got any interest in selling Pascal, especially not under his value. He's a player that we trained up quite a lot last season. I'm pretty impressed by how he's done. I wasn't expecting him to ever get to this overall. I certainly think he's got a place in this team, so he's definitely going to be staying. Bid in for Janssen now from Crystal Palace, £6.6 million, another bid that's under his value. Again, going to reject it, no interest in getting rid of him, and a bid in for a right back, or a loan offer, which is it? A bid in for the right back this time round of £4.4 million for Benfica, again will be rejected. A lot of interest in that young right back, not surprised really. 71 overall, 17 years old. Very, very impressive. He's not had any game time just yet, but he might do at some point. He'll certainly get opportunities in the cup games. Okay, so the next game now against Newcastle. A few tweaks to the team this time round to try other things out. Our defence stays the same though. In midfield we've got Oscar coming in for Lewis Cook, and in our front 3 we've got Diaz coming in here for Karamo there, who's going to go onto the bench for us. Lewis Cook on the bench now as well. Just a few little tweaks just to try little things out basically. See what combinations work well in game. We can certainly make improvements from the last match, so we obviously need to try and find a way of doing that. Let's go with this game against Newcastle. If we win this game, then we'll go back to the top of the league, probably on goal difference as well, though that depends on other results. United lost their 3rd game, but there are other teams that could make it 3 from 3 as well. Okay, we go for this game against Newcastle. To finish off today's episode, let's see if we can make it 3 wins from 3, which will be a great start to the Premier League campaign, and let's wait and see whether we can get another good performance as well. Hudson-Odoi to shoot. Oh, it's a really good strike as well from range. Saved by the goalkeeper. And Hudson-Odoi will now deliver this corner into the middle as well. Great ball in. Oh, it's Pontus Jansson again. And that's his 2nd league goal of the campaign so far. Fantastic from him. 2 goals in 3 games. And Pontus Jansson once again from the corner. About time we had a threat from corners. We've not seemed to have that in the whole of the series so far. But Jansson seems to be providing it here in the Premier League. Great delivery in from Hudson-Odoi once again. He looks really good for us, and he gets himself an assist. But Janssen with a bullet header into the back of the nets, and it's 1-0. Captain scores again. Into Hudson-Odoi, Oto Amati. Amati to Oscar, it's going to open up for him to shoot, and it's a great strike on his left foot, but another good save by the goalkeeper. Still trying to get a second goal before half-time, looking lively. Hudson-Odoi looks great once again, and a real threat for us actually on the left-hand side. Could see on his right foot. No, good chance for Newcastle, 1-1. It's a frustrating goal to concede is that one. They've not really had loads of clear-cut chances, but they do score here, and it's a rebounded one that's fallen to him nicely on the plate to finish it off. Yeah, we should definitely clear our lines properly, should get rid of it much quicker than we do. But as a result of not doing that, we allowed them to continue to play it round our box, and eventually a rebound falls to one of their players. And he scores 1-1. Disappointed by that. Not the way that I wanted to end this first half. Cambu trying to get a goal straight from kick-off here. Diaz going into the middle. Oh, deflects towards goal, but saved. Okay, half-time, drawing the game 1-0 at the moment. Probably a little bit harsh on us. I think 1-0 or 2-1 would have been more fair at this point, but we are at the moment level. We've got to try and get a second and hopefully third goal in the second half, and I just hope we find a way of doing that. Congolo looking into Cambu, great pass. Oh, he's offside. He missed it anyway because it was absolutely useless shot on his left foot. A really good play from us there. Fantastic pass from Congolo on his right foot. I thought he was just on, to be honest, but clearly from that he wasn't. Amati into Cambu, has to be a goal. Oh my days, I accidentally double tap B, and so that messed it up. 30 minutes to go, time's running out at the moment. We are still level, surprisingly. Diaz to cross in. It's a bizarre cross as far as Pontus Jansson. Need Jansson to pick up another goal if he can here. He shoots from range and was actually heading towards goal but deflected. Ball goes back into the middle for Brown, again cleared away. Newcastle throwing the bodies at the moment at the ball. All three changes, Saiz, Cook and Karamo going to come on. We'll take Oscar, Hudson, Odoi and Brown. Diaz moves over to the left-hand side. Let's see what those changes do to us now. 25 minutes to go. Counter-attack here, looking to Karamo. Chance him to get running. He's in behind the defence. He's got the fresh legs. Can he get the finish right? No, it's saved by the goalkeeper. Good strike, plenty of power behind it, but not enough for the goal. Looks like we might be heading for our first points dropped at the start of the season, unfortunately. But like I said, there's still 10 minutes to go. Could get even worse here if Newcastle get another. Into Saiz. Saiz now into Cambu. He's turning. Could this be the goal? No. Shut off there by the centre-back just as I went for the shot. Finishes 1-1. Disappointed by that result. We could have won the game for sure, but we're going to have matches like that this season where you deserve to win and you don't. But ultimately didn't finish any of our chances, or enough of our chances to be able to get the second goal. And so 1-1, maybe a fair result. Like I said at the end of the first half though, we could have been at 1-0, could have been at 2-1 at that point. So, yeah, a little bit disappointed that we didn't go into the half-time break in front, and maybe that would have given us a better opportunity to go and win this game. But even still, as the stats show, quite a balanced match. Newcastle actually edging it on shots on target and possession. Still felt, though, that we had probably better chances. But maybe 1-1 is a fair result in the end. Got to bear in mind, we are in the Premier League now, so we are going to drop points. We are in second place, Everton top, so still very impressive start, undefeated after 3 games. Having played 3 teams which you probably expect to sort of challenge against. Not necessarily win all of the matches, but we have done exactly that, and it's been a positive start so far. I think we've got Chelsea next episode if we do get to September, so that'll be a more difficult game. Chelsea have a good start to the season so far as well. But I think we will end today's episode here. We've got a little bit more of the transfer window to go. Let me know any suggestions in the comment section below. We still have, you know, £18 million to spend. Not necessarily going to spend it though, because we do have January to think about as well. But that's everything for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. If we could try and hit 100 likes on today's episode, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Also, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already as well down below, as I try and push towards 25,000 subs. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.